Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma LaFave, and today we are showing off your work. So I've been on YouTube for a while now, and I've shown you guys what I can do. I've taught you lots, and daily I get messages of people wanting to share their work with me, and I absolutely love seeing it. But now I think it's time to showcase your work to others. So today I am featuring 5 different people who sent in their pieces of work to my email, which I will also link down below. So if you're interested, you can also share it to be featured on my channel. But for now, let's just jump in and see what our 5 artists sent us today. Okay, so the first artist is Diann Smith. She sent in 3 different paintings. There are a set of 3 that are now in her husband's office. I have to say, these are gorgeous. I'm going to display them here. I am obsessed with the colors in these and the detail in the foreground and then that bokeh effect for the background. This actually makes me want to paint something similar. I absolutely love it. I've done a video in the past where I have tried bokeh before and it was sort of successful, but I feel like this just makes it look so mystical and like a beautiful winter wonderland. I'm obsessed. These are gorgeous. I hope you guys are okay with me maybe taking some inspiration from some of these paintings, obviously giving you credit because they're definitely inspiring me to paint something similar. So you guys are giving me some ideas here. These are beautiful. Okay, so our next artist is Lisa. If you guys see me looking this way, it's because I am reading what they wrote. Lisa attached a photo from her sketchbook that she did about a week ago. She took photos of zinnias in her garden with butterflies and painted them. They call zinnias their wedding flowers because when we got married, we gave packets of flower seeds as favors. That is so cute. So we planted ours every summer for over 20 years, and these zinnias have come back and brought us beautiful butterflies. I absolutely love that. And these paintings are so cute. I actually saw zinnias for the first time in real life. I went flower picking with my family and they had like a field of zinnias and they were gorgeous. And these paintings definitely capture that amazingly. These are beautiful. Amazing job, Lisa. I love seeing this. A little bit more about Lisa. She said, I have been a scrapbooker and card maker for years. I started watercolor painting about a year and a half ago with the intention of painting cards. That's also kind of how I started as well. I was really into card making and I never buy cards. I always painted them because 1, I was cheap and 2, I enjoyed painting. I was tired of buying stamps that I only used for a while. I wanted something more versatile. I thought I would save money. Haha. Early on, I would learn to paint one thing and make several cards with variations of that design. Over time, I began enjoying painting more and more just to paint. I recently shared my first completed Echerd sketchbook on my YouTube channel. I joined on Patreon late last year and have followed many of your helpful videos. That's awesome. So if you haven't already seen, I am including their socials in the description. So make sure you check out some of these artists' beautiful social platforms. Okay, so our next artist is Katrina, or is it Katrina? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, just in case. I said both. She said, I absolutely love learning to paint florals and landscapes, and I've also really enjoyed the more illustrative styles. I thought I'd send in a photo of the bookstore that I painted after seeing your flower shop tutorial. So if you guys haven't seen my flower shop tutorial, that's because it's on Patreon. I've explored a little bit with that. I'm not as comfortable with it yet, but it is always a lot of fun to do. So let's take a look at her painting. Oh, this is so cute. You know what? I kind of want to paint a bookstore too. I love bookstores. I love being in bookstores. This is so cute. And the one thing I love about doing like illustration style paintings is that you can really take your time. I feel like with loose florals, you know, sometimes you're trying to achieve that wet on wet and you are on a time limit, but I feel like when you're doing illustrations, you can really take your time and focus on the details. And this is so cute. I absolutely love this. Again, inspired. Okay, so our next artist, this is Laura Brown. She said, this piece I did early on in my watercolor journey. I started watercolor about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I had just done acrylics. This piece was wet on wet and only used one pigment, Payne's Gray. Most of the landscape was achieved by sloshing a lot of water and pigment and then tilting the paper so it ran into random patterns. Once it was dry, I painted the trees. Honestly, I was happier with the results back in the beginning before I started trying to improve. I think it was more relaxed. But having said that, I think just lately I've started to relax again and I feel more confident and I think I can see some improvement. A big part of that is your videos, Emma, so thank you. Thank you. That's so nice. And this painting I love. I love it. I love monochrome paintings. I love loose landscapes. This is so nice. Again, I'm inspired to paint. I love the kind of misty trees in the background that you kind of did with just the wet on wet to start. And first of all, you know, working with watercolor, a lot of it is therapeutic and kind of meditative. So starting off while you're just using, you know, one color and you're just kind of slapping on there, letting the water and the watercolor do its stuff, is so much fun to do. And then adding the details later, you can get some really beautiful landscapes like this one. So I really, really love this. I love the detail on the trees, especially I think the detail on the trees in the background is my favorite part, but also like the lightness in the hills are gorgeous. This was done beautifully. Okay, and lastly, we have our last artist of the day. So this is from Anita. She says, I'm fairly new to watercolors. I began my art journey 7 years ago next month, a year after spinal fusion surgery at 52. After being a retired RN, a stay-at-home mom to 3 with no art education experience, I came across painting in a way I never thought it was possible. A friend invited me to a paint and sip event. She knew I was still recovering and painting would be something to get my mind off of it. I went and dreaded painting the big butterfly everyone also was painting. I actually enjoyed the process once I started. I'm sure 2 glasses of wine helped. Yes, it does. It can help. I went home that night thinking this butterfly still needs work. I went to Michael's the next day, bought one of their inexpensive acrylic sets, some brushes, came home to see if I could fix my painting a bit, and I really enjoyed it. The next day I went back to Michael's and bought a few canvases. I watched YouTube videos and began painting. I was beginning to enjoy it so much I kept watching, learning, and painting. She continues to say, I'm still struggling to paint florals with watercolors. I'm much slower in picking up watercolor floral painting compared to acrylics, which honestly, I can definitely see that. I started out with acrylics too. Watercolor is completely different and you have to kind of work in the opposite way that acrylics, you can work dark to light, and in, you know, watercolor, you have to work light to dark. So it can be a little bit tricky. I love watercolors and want to keep doing more. We moved in March and my new art room is my happy place. I don't work, my kids are married, and I just became a grandma 6 months ago and 1 on the way. Congratulations. Art brings me joy now. I hated art when I was a child, teen, because I could not draw and had no desire because I felt I was not good enough. Even when we played Pictionary growing up, no one wanted to be on my team because I was so horrible at drawing. That makes me sad. I've learned since then you can do anything if you put your mind to it. I also learned to never say never, and I completely agree with this. So many people that I tell that, you know, I teach watercolor, I teach art, so many people say, oh, I could never do that. I'm not an artist, I could never do that. But I'm so adamant that anybody can do this, because really art is so subjective that, you know, what you are able to do is art to at least someone. You know, someone's going to love what you do. It doesn't have to, not everything has to be realism and perfect. There's so many ways to go about it that to say, you know, I'm not an artist or I can't draw doesn't mean anything, especially when it comes to watercolor, in my opinion. I know there are many stories like mine out there. My father-in-law once said before he passed, you're never too old to learn, and the day you stop learning is the day you are no longer alive. I love that. I appreciate and thank you and all artists who are out there for continuously having taught many like me. I began a course to become an art therapy practitioner 2 years ago, thinking between my nursing experience and knowledge and art experience, I can one day help others. I love that. I'm still hoping to finish my courses, but it's been a struggle for me as I was diagnosed with long haul COVID. My energy level the past 2.5 years has been low, and I find it harder to concentrate as the courses are pretty detailed in science, not just art. My 62-year-old brain is not the same. I thought I would start a YouTube channel and help parents with disabled children or adults with disabilities to find some form of art to help them cope. Art helped me and I want to help others. And that's kind of how I started all this too, you know, like it really helped me. It was kind of a therapy for me through like depression and anxiety, and I wanted to share that with others. So we definitely have that in common. I admire what you do with 2 small children. It's not easy. My kids are 34, 32, and 27, so I've been there. My husband and I celebrate 37 years of marriage in 2 weeks. I've lived in Las Vegas now for 23 years after growing up in Southern California. She says, I know my story is long. I'm no writer, therefore I don't know how to condense this 7-8 years of my art journey. Okay, so now let's get into her paintings. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are more illustrative styles. I really love the pumpkins. Those are gorgeous. Pumpkins are probably one of my favorite things to paint, and I love those, and I love the blue and the browns. Those are gorgeous. That is so nice. Again, inspired. I want to paint that. And then this kind of like fall teacup on a book is so nice with the leaves. I like the line and wash. I know a lot of people love line and wash too, so that's gorgeous. You guys are like amazing. So those are our artists for this video this week. I will be doing more videos. I have hundreds of submissions, so my husband is picking them for me, and he's kind of piecing all the photos together with the little blurbs about the artists. So I'm not picking them. They're kind of picked at random by my husband, and these are all a surprise for me. I'm reading them all and seeing them all for the first time, and I absolutely love it. So if you would like to participate and share your work with me and all of those on YouTube, please look at the description below for all the info on how to do that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more. I do plan on doing more and showcasing more artwork. It's your time to shine. And again, if you're new and you're really hesitant, but you kind of want to do it, I say just go for it. I'm not looking for the best of the best. I'm looking for your story. I'm looking for something that makes you feel proud and happy that you want to share. In my eyes, we're all artists. We all produce something different, and we're all trying our best. And I would love to share that with this incredible art community that we have grown together. So thank you to all of you who has submitted. Thank you to our 5 artists that we showcased today. These are all incredible, and I will see you guys in our next video. Have a great day. Bye.